Hi, it's Gwyneth from Feel Good Coaching and Consulting, helping you feel good about you, specifically when it comes to marketing yourself at interview. You know, the number one complaint that I hear from my clients is they just don't feel comfortable talking about themselves, and they think that the hiring manager, the interview panel, should be assessing them based on their qualifications and work experience. Now, the fact of the matter is that if you've been invited to interview, someone somewhere has already decided that on paper, your CV, your application form, you are qualified. That, you know, maybe you don't even have it 100%, but they've read something there that interests them and they'd like to get to know you better. When you get to interview, and I know that some people will disagree with me on this, but when you get to interview, I want to know, do I like you? How is it going to feel to work with you? How am I going to feel when I see you every day? How am I going to feel when you're not there and I have to redelegate the work? How am I going to feel when I'm on holiday and I know I have to depend on you to do the work? Interviews, personal interviews, are all about the emotional, the psychological connection with the person that you are talking to, or people. Now, competency-based interviews, those words send some people into an absolute panic. But actually, competency-based interviews are probably the best thing, in my opinion, that have happened with regards to recruitment in the past few years, because they really do allow you to sell yourself, to market yourself, to give the people that you're speaking to a much, much deeper understanding of how fabulous you are. So to be really, really good and confident at a competence-based interview, you need to start preparing today, even if you don't know when your next interview will be, even if you haven't applied for a job yet. You need to focus on what your skills and strengths are. And from today, every time you finished an activity or maybe a big project or something, sit down, write down the examples. You know, what did I do? I organised a team meeting, or we got the budget approved, and then match up those examples with your skills and your strengths. So getting a budget approved, that is going to include negotiation skills, persuasion skills, communication skills, getting people to buy into what's going on. Having a great team meeting, that is going to include planning skills, organisation skills, again, communication skills. Competency-based interviews are all about you providing relevant examples in the context of the job that you're applying to the people asking you the questions. That's all it is. Now, the reason that people get into a pickle is because they apply for a job and then they wait and see when they get invited to interview. Sometimes they have, I don't know, 4 or 5 days if it's a video screening. Sometimes they have a couple of weeks to get ready. Don't wait. That's the reason that people do badly. They get into a pickle because they haven't thought enough in advance about what it is that, you know, what motivates them to do the job. Why do they want the job? Why should the hiring panel choose them? What are their strengths and weaknesses? All those questions you need to have thought about in advance. And like I said, even if you don't have a job lined up, even if you haven't applied for something yet, you will already be able to do a huge amount of preparation starting today. The more prepared you are, the more comfortable and confident you will feel when you actually get into interview. So a competence-based interview is purely the fabulous opportunity for you to be able to give examples of how you approach your work, how you work with other people, how you are going to help the hiring manager who's interviewing you. Until then, stay fabulous. Start getting ready today. Stay fabulous.